What do you got for me, bro?
Well, I don't even know if I'm being absolutely silly. Both with the performance aspect of this, or with the substance of the next thought I have.
No pressure, bro.
No. I mean,
The camera does take getting used to.
I figured at this point. I think it is so unique that we have created a collective of monkeys that think thinking should be left to the elite. I think philosophy needs to be democratized. I think we need to strip the philosopher of his ivory tower.
Mm.
I think it is no longer fair. I think if you complicate the process of thinking about existence itself, you will close the door on freedom to so many people unknowingly. I think philosophy has gone to a point where it is no longer concerned about its fundamentals. I think philosophy is becoming performative. Or philosophers are thinking that there is a non-performative aspect to philosophy. And that aspect is bringing people out of their misery. And I think if you open the gates to that interpretation for philosophy, you open the gate for the common man to walk in. I think philosophy begins at the coffee shop, on the subway. It begins on the streets, in that eye contact you have with the homeless man, and the question you ask yourself after that, why could I not stop?
True.
I think philosophy begins when your kids begin to grow up and you're not sure whether they're a pain in the ass or the love of your life. I don't think philosophy happens in the ivory castle, in the ivory towers of universities. I think that's a beautiful part of philosophy, and I'd like it to be that, but I think we need to open the doors in true philosophy. I think we need to go back to the roots of asking ourselves questions we've always asked ourselves. I think we need to go back and at least begin to bother the grave of God. We need to ask again. Maybe questions of faith. Maybe prayers of resilience. We need to ask ourselves, why are we in this illusion of suffering? And I think that begins in the infinite wait at the supermarket store. I think that begins in the frustration of telling your spouse what you actually want from them. I think that begins when your food does not arrive at the diner and you're hungry. You're hungry and cold. I don't think philosophy should be elitist. I don't think philosophy should be closed. I think if all of us are to become kings of our hearts and our minds and our lives, we all have to find ourselves in the arms of philosophy. I think there's poetry that delivers philosophy as well as logic does. I think we need to embrace that. I think philosophy begins on the streets.
It's like a poem itself.
Most of the shit I say is like that. Like I my English comes from writing poetry, so yeah.
Yeah.
Democratize the questions of philosophy. Democratize the answer givers of philosophy. Democratize the process of philosophy. Take it back to the people. That's where it belongs. Socrates was right. On the streets.
They killed
That's
him for
where
it,
you do
damn it.
On the fucking streets.
And they killed him for it.
That's the real revolution. That's the revolution I'm waiting for. Fuck all the others.
Oh, yeah.
That is the revolution of the heart.